I'm Justin Deering, and we're in a Montreal Airbnb. Okay, so I want a review of my Airbnb. So basically, I guess a month or so ago, I traveled to Toronto for business, and on my way back, um, the day before, I get a call saying my flight was canceled and being rescheduled because it was snowing that day because well, winter in the Northeast and all that. I was literally like, basically, I could literally see Union Station where the Amtrak and Via trains come in from the conference room where I was working to do that, and I basically said I go online, it's like whatever, $127 to take the train back to New York Penn, and I basically say, hey, can I expense this and whatever, just not deal with that? And they're like, yeah. And I took the train all day, and it was kind of long or whatever, but it was kind of fun. I'm like, you know what? I enjoy train rides. I once took the train from Chicago to California when I had to, just for the experience of it or whatever. So I'm like, let me take the family on a train ride to, or I went online, looked at sales, and there was sales to go take the train to Montreal. And I went to, oh, look, my reflection here, so you can see me through the sort of reflection out the window here. Um, yeah, anyway, it was like $45 to go from New York Penn to Montreal per person, one way, plus the kids were half off or whatever. So I basically told my wife, I'm like, let's just do this, we'll take some days off, blah, blah, blah. We did it. Unfortunately, my wife and mother-in-law had to leave early. uh, uh, due to a death in the family. But whatever. I spent the day with my girl or whatever. And I sat there and like I went to look at hotels. Hotels were kind of pricey. I'm like, let me try Airbnb. I found this Airbnb for like $121 a night, which had two bedrooms, four beds. It was perfect for us. Um, but I just want to rant about sort of the experience and the Airbnb experience in general, because I want to give this place 3 stars. But you know what? For the price and for the location, being by the Montreal like train station, the Montreal equivalent of like New York Penn Station or West 30th Street, Philadelphia, or Newark Penn Station, or whatever the big whatever big city train station where the Amtrak trains come in, or Via trains in Canada, Toronto Union. This was a great thing for the great price. This was not a luxury apartment. This is a luxury apartment building. Um, this guy specifically said, "What can we do to make a 5-star review happen?" Which I said what he could do, and then he wasn't able to do any of that. And I'm not one. So here's my thing. Okay, customers. Some people love like the whole customer service thing. They like, oh, being reached out and talked to or whatever. You want to give me a great experience that loved? Make me never have to talk to you. Like, just make me never have to talk to you, okay? In the first place. Um, so the fact that they proactively reacted to me didn't do it. Like, if they like never talked to me, but I never needed to talk to them, that would be like a better thing. Like, okay, fine. Like, if I screw up and then if you screw up and I talk to you and then you make it a great, sure, I'll have the great customer service experience and whatever, and I'll do that. But what happened here was like they reached out, or I had some issues, and I'll start with the first issue. The first issue with this blind. Okay, so let's go with the full. I go book the room, like the next day, or whatever. I don't want to link to this. I don't want to like permanent. I might link to it later or whatever. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I went to book a room and blah blah blah. The next day I'm like, oh, can we move you from like the eighth floor to the ninth floor, because that one's gonna be under renovation. This is a I think he said it was newly rent. I don't remember or whatever. He's like, whatever. Can we move to the ninth floor because that one's under renovations? Blah blah blah. The same size. Blah blah blah. I'm like, sure, great. And then I agreed to the change of conditions. And I guess because of the currency exchange rate, like I got back like $3 or whatever, right? Because he said it was going to be the same price, but I guess the exchange rate fluctuated or whatever, right? I get there, I go in. He's like, oh, just it's self check-in. Just tell the doorman or whatever. I go to the doorman. It's like, yeah, just go in. The door's unlocked. The keys there or whatever, which is kind of weird, but whatever. I don't have that's their business line. And I go there, actually go into the wrong room. Uh, leave my bag there. Apparently left my bag down the lobby while I'm in there. I hear a knock on the door. It was like apparently the owner of the Airbnb. He's like, "Oh, hi, I'm the owner." Blah blah blah. You left this bag here. By the way, you're in that room or whatever. I go across in the other room, and whatever. That was my fault. Um, I go in the other room. I thank him for the bags or whatever. And I get here, and whatever. It's okay. And now the first thing I noticed when I was there, though, I'll say one thing. Um, because I have kids. I have really young kids. Okay. And these doors in that room This room actually fixed it. Okay. Well, actually, no, that's not so much. These doors are super, super thin core wood doors, and in that one, the hinges were like, they moved really fast, and they were like, the kids were like slamming them and making super noisy, and I'm like, I'm a landlord, okay? I'm a landlord in not the nicest part of Jersey City. I have, and you know, I would never like, okay, I have cheap doors now because it's, but if I ever had to replace the cheap door, like, okay, my front door I have to replace because it was broken and it was, you know, the good security. I'm replacing the good wooden security door with a better steel door, right? Like doors and hinges, right? Like, I mean, don't get like luxurious ones. Just get ones that are going to be durable. If I'm going to like do regular Airbnb business to the point of, oh, the room I rented out to you is under renovation. Can you go to the other room? So I obviously like own several rooms here, right? So these doorknobs, these things are super cheap, right? That and you know, this one's twisty and anyway, I noticed that, and then because of that, you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm like, this is not luxurious. That's not luxury to me. That's not even like, you know, that's like, I don't know. I guess, you know, when people complain about like Donald Trump's luxury apartments or whatever. But here, I get to this room and I went to close the blinds and I noticed this over here, like, see? So I probably have, if I climbed up there, I could probably like support that while I pull this down if I want to lower the blind. I never lowered the blind because of that, okay? So that thing was hanging down. So I sent them a text and I was going to send them a picture. I guess I never hit the send of the picture saying, hey, like, this is broken, mainly because I just didn't want to be charged for it, right? Okay, so at this point, I'm kind of annoyed, right? I'm kind of annoyed. Um, and then other things I noticed while I was there, okay? These things. These knobs, like, are loose and twisty or whatever, right? And once again, this is calling yourself a luxury apartment. Here's the thing. This is a really cheap room to be in downtown in a major metropolis by Montreal. I would stay here again, despite all these complaints, for the price. Just don't call it a luxury apartment. This is not a luxury apartment. Not at all a luxury apartment, okay? The rest of the building is a luxury thing, okay? I don't know. Maybe Montreal is so cheap that, like, I mean, I don't know. This is the first one I picked for the size or whatever. But obviously, I picked a cheaper one. These things were kind of like loose, okay? One of them was like super loose, right? Like, just get some friggin' Loctite over here. You know, get like a lock washer on here so it won't turn, and get some blue lock, you know, just get some Loctite blue and crank it in real good so these don't turn, so it feels less cheap, right? Okay. Okay, so you know, the stove's electric, the oven's electric. I absolutely hate that. I know, but this is the good kind of electric, you know, convection oven thing, so whatever, it's the good kind of whatever, and I know gas is an issue. I know a lot of people don't like gas. I know I have a friend who's like, well, you know what? This is safe for my kids because if it's on, it won't get hot, and the kids touch it or whatever, blah, 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 and it's less likely to have fire, and don't you love... No, I want to cook, personally, I personally want to cook with gas, so, but I understand, like, I'm the minority here. That's obviously, like, the good kind of range over here. This is, you know, relatively new stove, whatever. I like it when I personally prefer the oven and the stove to be on one range, but fine. That part is super cool. Toaster oven. If you're gonna give me an electric stove, well, guess what? I'm gonna do most of my cooking in the toaster oven anyway, which has the same prep. Get me just like a good toaster oven, not the $300 Bevel, you know, made in Australia toaster oven. Just get me a large toaster oven, like just a large, you know, Cuisinart. Just get me like, you know, top line Macy's. Give me like the $100 toaster oven, okay? That is like the cheap one. This is like the one you get at like CVS, or I guess what Shoppers Mart or Drug Mart or whatever they call the, you know, this is like the, or maybe the cheap one at Canadian Tire, which apparently has housewares, which that's another rant for another day. That Commander Chris Hayfield, former commander of the International Space Station, your song about American Tire, I'm completely disappointed when I finally did go to a Canadian Tire in Toronto, and maybe because it was the inner city one. Because it was, you know, I mean, there was lots of tools and stuff, but it was not just a place for just guys to be guys. Okay, I go and there's like housewares and stuff, which is cool. Not that I wouldn't shop there, but don't sit there and like, you know, tell me it's something. Once again, don't deceive me. Back in my thing. Coffee maker, cheap Black and Decker coffee maker. You know, asking for like if you're gonna call this a luxury apartment, just get me like the Cuisinart version of this, okay? Whatever, you know. That dishwasher. Cheap dishwasher. Okay, the one thing I'm an absolute snob about, okay? just like I'd be happy with the cheapest. Like if you give me a 1970s, cheap gas range with an oven, I'd be way happier than that. Whatever. But no, dishwashers. I demand a German dishwasher. But that's just me. Okay. This is fine. I get people are happy with the cheap dishwasher. It worked. It was cool, right? Fridge is fine. Um, so the other one actually, like I opened the freezer right away and there was an ice tray. I'm like, yeah, fridge. I feel like should have luxury apartment should have like an ice maker in the fridge, right? Because I'm here for the weekend. Maybe personally you're a fan of not have, or if you're gonna have if not gonna have an ice maker, just have some ice trays preloaded up. This one didn't. That one had one ice tray, which was half filled up with ice cubes or half filled. Just give me like 4 ice trays filled with ice, or whatever. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and take the time to like keep some coffee stocked in there and keep some basic condiments, some with the condiments, salt and pepper. This stuff like well, fine, buy a $2 bag of ice. This isn't England where like no one has ice. This is Montreal. I'm sure like whatever. It's just like America where you can just buy ice. Actually, I don't know what the rule is there, right? But whatever. Just give me a bag of ice. Like that's something I care about. Okay, on to my other rant. So pretty okay. So it did have one broken knife, but there was like another good kitchen knife, and there's some whatever. As far as the furnishings in terms of my wife did notice some of the bowls were a little dirty. But fine, no big deal. Like I've got some cleaning supplies to deal with stuff. For whatever reason I looked everywhere but these drawers, and I did not see two things I did not see that I actually cared about was a bottle opener, and this wine cork had a bottle opener because I had some. I bought that Coke at Saint Viatrux when they're the two Montreal bagel shops. By the way, I've been to Montreal a few times. I've had bagels in Montreal. Until you've been to Fairmont or Saint Viatrux, whatever, you've not had a Montreal bagel. Okay, I'm a big New Yorker. I still think I like the New York bagels better, but I get the Montreal bagels now. Like I get it, right? But anyway, back to this. So, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, and I have no idea how to like measure coffee to make coffee without a scale anymore, right? I guess I gotta look up. So I made a bad cup of coffee, which is entirely my fault. I could not find a bottle opener, which is my fault for not looking. There was a scale. The battery happens to be dead, or whatever. But at one point, I thought there was no thing and whatever scale, right? So I'm there. So like the next day, I get a Airbnb update. Oh, I hope your stay is okay. Listen, we have 79% 5-star rating. Our goal is an 80% 5-star rating by the end of the month. What can we do to get the 5 stars, right? Now, here's my thing with. I get people need the 5-star ratings. Okay, I get that's how it is, right? And I in America, like whatever, just capitalism, America, Canada, maybe everywhere, we just expect these 5-star ratings. No, I'm sorry. If you're rating things on a 5-star system, the average thing on Amazon should have on average a 3-star rating. The average Airbnb room should have a 3-star rating. Okay, things should be like great, like on a curve. Like most things should be. And I'm sorry, if you want to be like the 5-star guy, like the 5-star thing should, come at a premium or something, like a 5-star hotel, like costs more than a 1-star or 2-star, you get a 1-star, this is whatever. I go to the Days Inn by the, highway that's $89, that's like a 2-star hotel, and fine, that's what I'm paying $89 for it. And the 5-star hotel, does a bunch of stuff, right? But fine, whatever, I get that. Like the game, that's how things are. We just expect everything at 5 stars. So I'm like, fine. Okay, you want 5 stars? Fine, I'm going to use my little bit of leverage or whatever for that, right? So I say, hey, fine, you can get 5 stars if you go and fix that, right? Which let's go examine this. Let's examine what this requires to fix it, right? Let's go see if anyone's chatting in the chat room. Oh, we're showing live chat messages. I don't know. I got no. Okay. So basically, there's that little metal mouth thing over there, which is, I guess that's screwed in the wall with some. I didn't even look. Okay. I'm gonna show you several things. So whatever. You ever see like someone did a Jimmy Carter impersonation Saturday Night Live, making fun of the fact that he did like Habitat for Humanity, where he would go around like a tool belt or whatever and do what he was doing. He's always like. Tinkering around, puttering around the house, whatever, adjusting picture frames or whatever. And I really feel like if this guy like would let me, what week that you never sell this, let me stay here for free for a week. I'll come here, bring up my, I'll bring up like my drill and I'll just bring up like a basic thing of tools and give me like $100 budget. I'll go to like Canadian Tire or whatever, or the whatever hardware store, the Quinto Relio or whatever, and let me just go around and like fix stuff. Like put me in like one of these rooms that like hasn't been, because this obviously hasn't been renovated, okay? And I'll show you why later. It hasn't been renovated in years. Maybe he didn't say it was renovated. I don't want to, I don't want to say that. But anyway, this is screwed in over here, and obviously like whatever, this has to go in over here. Obviously, like I could probably fix this now. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna try to pop that in later. I'm gonna pop that in later. Just to say, oh, actually, wait, can we do this? I bet you I could pop this in. I bet you I could. Oh, actually, oh, whatever. Is that all I gotta do? Oh, look at that. Is this? Wait, is that all I have to friggin' do here? I'm gonna, I'm gonna put down the phone a little bit. Hi YouTube, how's it going? Maybe you see what's going on, maybe you don't. I'm gonna really like, but here's the okay, so that's gotta go there. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. That was yanked down too far. Over here. Okay, but anyway. Oh, they put up some art, right? Which I guess, people care about that being aesthetically pleasing. Whatever. The couch seems okay. And once again, this is like, okay, so, like, cooler, like a less cool looking couch that, like, with a silver bed. That'd be way cooler, right? They had a TV with some FiOS, and they had some, it seems to be the basic package. I don't really watch TV once, whatever. There was a bunch of kids' channels on demand that could, able to let my kids watch some TV, when plans change, I end up being single dad for the weekend. That was cool here. Another thing that annoys me, actually, I wanna verify this is true. That to me looks like an incandescent bulb, okay? And this is like stupid cheap stuff, right? Like I'm almost certain that it, actually, I'm gonna turn this off so we're gonna get a chair here. We're gonna get a chair. My stroller. Okay. By the way, my kids are asleep. Like, I'm sorry. This is, like Robin Williams. This is Canada. Okay. This is okay. So there's a 600, and I don't care about the 600-watt ceramic thing, which I know this is long not in code for a closet in the United States. Because it's a fire hazard, right? Because you need you can't put like an incandescent bulb. But let's look here, right? That's definitely, it's definitely I can't see. I'm blind. Maybe if 130 volt, okay. 60 watt, okay. So I can't see. I just take my word, it's the 60-watt bulb, right? So, I mean, fine, it's one of the newer incandescent bulbs, but that's like penny wise, dollar foolish, right? So you own several of these apartments. You're not just one guy being stupid, right? You're like, okay, you're buying like you're paying for electricity yourself, right? You're not like a landlord, where someone's paying the electric bill or whatever, right? Like, get some, fine, if you want to spend the whole $9, or I think they're $7 now for an LED 60-watt equivalent bulb, which is going to, like, keep your electric bill super, super cheap, and, fine, get the $5, CFL bulb, like penny wise, dollar foolish here, right? Like, obviously, especially, cause I don't think this guy doesn't strike me as some kind of super artistic snob over here. Now, not everything here is like that. like that. Looks like that. That doesn't have incandescent bulbs over here. I'm not gonna take them off or whatever. But let's go look under here. Yeah, incandescent bulb, right? Okay, incandescent bulb right under the range hood. Here is the yeah, those are tube fluorescents. Okay, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if tube fluorescents are more or less efficient than compact fluorescents because well, I just never bought a house that already has them. And I never, here. Okay. Yeah, the bed's kind of whatever. It's a decent mattress. I'm not one to judge mattresses. I can sleep in anything. This mattress is like harder than that one, and doesn't have like an under thing, which my daughter complained about. Yeah, because it was. My daughter knows because I was horsing around in the bed. She's like, yeah, this one is not as soft or whatever. Anyway, I don't know what that bulb is or whatever. Let's go have a look at the bathroom, okay? Of this. Once again, they called it a luxury apartment. All right. Whatever. Okay, you got some marble and stuff. You got okay. You got decent hinges here, relatively new. This is like nearly done, right? But let's look at the roof here, right? Look at that. Okay, look at that vent. There's no fan here, right? There's no fan in this vent. I don't know if that's just whatever different code in Montreal. I mean, that's been like code since like the 70s. So I don't know if the deal is that. Maybe they can get around that. Maybe they just literally haven't renovated since they needed to do that to go with the level of renovation they need to do. But look at this, okay? Rusty chrome bar for the shower stuff, right? Like here's something super cheap. Like buy a new one. You know what I mean? Like just buy a new one, or get some CLR and clean the rust off, or just scrape it down and spray. Like there are 50 ways to solve this problem for whatever is cheapest for you, right? And I get that these guys who own the apartment, like whatever, they got a management company, right? But just sit there and say, okay, like go down, like literally tell your guys to like replace this for like $10 or whatever, right? Like what did I do when a tenant move in my very not what someone would in a not up and coming part of Jersey City in my rental. What did I do? I went to Home Depot and I bought like the $25 shower head. I bought like the cheapest of the like not super cheap ones, right? The one with the adjust. I guess bought the cheapest one that had like that looked nice because now me personally for my shower where I work in, where I go to Home Depot and I buy the cheapest one. There's like a $5. There's like the cheapest chrome one where it not even adjustable. There's a plastic version of that, right? But I would never do that for like I know just buy things up for and that's a tenant, right? Not even like luxury apartment. That's the place I'm called luxury. And this thing, so yeah, getting that. So I guess you replace this chrome here, like you put a new shower head to make that look a little prettier at some point. This over here, that drain, a little rusty or whatever. Once again, you can. Actually, I guess you can, but this drains super slow. Super slow, right? Which is a super easy fix, right? Unless there's maybe there's a problem with the entire building, where like it's going low, but generally speaking, whatever, snake it out. Just throw a have your maintenance guy throw a snake down there, and if that doesn't work, like throw, some chemical, they have chemicals for like a partial drain flow to make it open better, right? Because it's just really, you're taking a shower and you're standing in like it just turns me off at least, okay? Turns me off. Like I said, the other one, Tad, these seem to be actually good hinges on this one. The other place, that was the only thing about the other place, the hinges, they were really light. The kids were like slamming open the door, closing them or whatever, and I'm like, but the doors are like, just get, in terms of durability, pay a little better for just like slightly nicer doors and slightly nicer hinges to do that, okay? These doorknobs, once again, they're not tightly on. They're all like this. Here's something. She smacks this one through the pill reader, right? Like, it's really easy to sort of fix this to make this look a little better. What you do is, if you don't have to, you go down to like the hardware store and you buy a plate washer, right? And you put it just around there, so there's a piece of metal around there to have a little more to seal with or whatever, right? Or you go to Home Depot and this is like the cheap method, right? You just go and buy like a bigger piece of hardware and all of these things, right? or just for that one that sort of matches, or you just get bigger, just bigger hardware with a wider base, so you won't have this problem over here, right? Here, like once again, okay, fine, you put the mirrors on. I guess this guy thinks, oh, mirrors look more luxurious or whatever, right? But I don't know, it's like mirrors on like, less luxurious doors. So like, how durable are these runners going to be, with, once again, maybe I would do this for a house I was going to live in, with kids or whatever. Or if I bought a house, I'd do this until like broke or whatever. But if I'm going to be renting this out to people, like, it's just going to be highly abused. It's going to be like a rent against a rental. Let's deal with it. People are going to abuse stuff, like people are going to abuse stuff. And this here, right? So this door, so you got these doors, right? So 4 doors. Like I wouldn't. First of all, I don't know why this door even needs to be here. Maybe at some point he owned it or the owner thought this would be here or whatever. So maybe he just kept this here. But these doors annoy me because first of all, yeah, like I would make these like the segments half as wide. There'd be like more segments just so they open up because it just leaves less room over here. And look at this. Look at this. Broken over here. Like this one's friggin' broken here. Okay. There. We got to the story. Yeah. What? So I said the 3 things I asked for was the bottle opener and the scale, which he didn't bring by. If I found it later because I just didn't look in the right drawer. I just didn't look in enough drawers. That was my fault. And then this over here. So he goes, oh, I'll send maintenance up to fix this. I don't know when he can come, but we'll go and find the scale and the bottle opener, right? Or we'll go get you one, right? And he's like, oh, we don't have any spare. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm asking you for like something that obviously like is, just whatever, a thing to have here. I mean, obviously a thing you actually did provide and I just didn't find it. It was sort of misplaced in the room. The bottle opener, obviously, you rent a luxury apartment where you have a rule about no partying or whatever, in a former French colony, people are going to drink wine, people are going to drink beer, in here, this is not like, somewhere in the South where like that's just unheard of, that kind of happens here. A kitchen scale, some people when they do like to cook, they whatever, the people that rent luxury apartments, go watch Food Network, see Alton Brown, and be like, I'm going to only use a scale for everything, right? I only do that with, I'm not that level of cooking. I should use a scale for all my cooking, but I do that when I make my coffee. Even when this is I guess the equivalent of like Folgers there or whatever. Like 2 things, like you could have just, he's like, oh, we didn't have any spares, right? Like go to friggin' whatever, Canadian Tire or wherever you go to, wherever else you go to like buy a cheap scale and buy stuff, you know what I mean? Like just like these little things like really annoy me, right? Like that like whatever, the toaster oven, whatever. Once again, like I could have overlooked the toaster oven, right? Because like, yeah, this thing is like, oh, okay, like that's a pain that knob came off, right? Whatever, which, a coffee maker. I guess some people are just into like buying the cheapest coffee. I think, fine. I have literally the most expensive drip coffee maker you can buy at $300 Techniver Mocha Master. They have more expensive ones. They're just the bigger Techniver Mocha Masters, but that was the 1.25 liter Techniver Mocha Master with the stainless steel, not the glass carafe, or whatever. But fine. This is fine or whatever. But that's just for me to. But I get coffee makers. I would have just gotten this one with the stainless steel because you spend a little extra money, you get something more durable. The people are renting these things, spending $121 a night to stay in Montreal, or whatever, are not going to steal your coffee maker. And if they do, like really that like really a problem, like a problem or whatever. But anyway, that was just somewhat annoying here. Anyway, so yeah, I'm probably gonna give this guy like a 3-star rant. And I'm gonna list this stuff. But this is just my feelings on stuff. Oh yeah, here's the final thing. The final, just I mean more annoying. So this thing adequately locks. I mean there's a lock over here. I don't need this lock, but like fix, like you can get a plate in there, right? Like take this out, take out this lock. Just fill it in by whatever. Just put a plate in. Put whatever you gotta put in there to take up space. It doesn't look as ridiculous. Even just put in well, I guess, I don't know, I don't know, put something in there, right? Like, it's just annoying thing for, once again, a luxury apartment, you know? Don't sit there and call it like a luxury apartment. Just look, okay? It's a great cheap apartment uh, for downtown Montreal. If you're, you know, whether you, I think parking is an option. I'm not sure. Um, you know, there's, you know, whatever cable and you know whatever. It's like, you know, it's a great location near McGill College. Whatever. Or you know, if you're sending your son or daughter to McGill College, like a block away, stay here. Okay, you're just here for a bachelor party or whatever. Yeah, stay here. You're you taking the Amtrak in like I did, or a Via Rail from you know whatever Toronto or whatever. Stay here, right? Great friggin' town. Okay, you're just commuting from the stuff. You know, you just want to spend a weekend here and have a crash pad. Yeah, $121 or whatever for a couple days. Some buddies. Yeah, stay here. Okay, but this is not a luxury thing. Okay, and you're not getting 5 stars because of little stupid annoying things. Anyway, I'm sorry, dude. That's probably what's going to happen. And yeah, maybe I could have contacted you, could have tried to make things right beforehand. But no, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's you. That you know, I don't want that. Okay, I just don't want to. I don't, you know, I sat there and like you contacted me proactively and I gave you a list of things to do and you said you couldn't, you weren't able to provide them, you know? It really meant that much to you. Come up there yourself with a friggin' drill so you can try to fix that, you know what I mean? Like just come up there yourself, you know, when you do, the guy who said you were the owner or whatever, like I was happening to be in the building on a, you know, Friday, personally bring up my bag. So wherever you are, you know, unless you know, and there were two of them who guys said, oh, we're the owners. You know, so I don't know if you're really the owner, the manager, or is your dad the owner, or whatever. You know, I don't care. Um, you know, you could have personally, you know, came up, made that right. You could have went and spent, you know, whatever, $20 Canadian, uh, to get a scale and a whatever, right? Just to have on hand. So the next, and even if they said, oh, they were in the wrong place, whatever. Oh, by the way, this also, it doesn't have the battery jet, right? So I would need the battery, right? So anyway, yeah, part of me just like literally wants to go there and like get some, like clear out the drain, get the little plastic, like, you know, little zip snakes, clean out the drain, maybe get some of the chemical, whatever, make that flow really fast, put in this over here and say, hey, you're welcome, dude. But anyway, I gotta wake up early tomorrow, take my kids on the train back to New York, you know, back to New York City, and then I gotta take New Jersey Transit back to where I live. Anyway, thanks for watching, YouTube. I hope this rant was helpful. I hope that this made sense to somebody. And maybe if you're thinking about Airbnb, hear the perspective of just like, whatever. If you're gonna rent to Justin Deering, how to, whatever. You know, here's his perspective. I hope that's helpful. Whatever. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night.